Hi friends, it is Tuesdays with Tonya. I'm Tonya here with My County Link, and today we're out to meet Miss Caitlyn Clark, who has martial art training and all of that, and she's got her black belt, and we're going to learn all about it. So let's turn around and meet her. Okay, good afternoon. How are you? Good morning, wherever we are today at that time frame. So tell us a little bit about your training and exactly what it is that you have. So the black belt that you were showing me,
yes.
Tell us what that is.
So that black belt, I got it through IKI, Krav Maga, Israeli Krav International, and it is an organization that specializes in hand-to-hand combat, self-defense. Krav Maga means contact combat. So it's basically a lot of mixed martial arts that you would use in the street if you're actually being attacked.
Okay, so what got you into that?
Well, it's a long story. My dad and my grandma passed away in December of 21, and I was really emotionally just down. So I decided that I needed something to kind of rebuild my self-esteem because I had lost two major parts of my support system. So that, I believe it was that May or April, right around in there of 22, I decided that I was going to start into Krav Maga.
And where did you hear about it from?
So I worked at Greenville Public Library, and we had some like health activities that we did. And one of my fellow librarians, her husband, Aaron Olson, he teaches Krav Maga right here in Greenville. So I decided that I would reach out to him and kind of started training from there.
Okay, so tell me, how long did it take you to get to where you are today?
It took 22 months.
22 months of how often?
Sometimes it was 3 times a week, sometimes 4 times, but the average was about 2 or 3 times a week.
Okay, so today we're going to kind of zoom in and look more at your belt and so forth. Then we're going to talk about who gave you that and where they come from. Okay,
Sure.
So let's do that next.
So this here would be my black belt certificate. I got a certificate for each belt that I earned. So it's just a means of recognition. Our head instructor for IKI is Moshe Katz right here, and this is his signature.
So I'm going to zoom in on that a little bit.
Sure.
And then this is your belt.
Yes, this is my belt right here. So this bar right here means I'm a first Dan. So.
And how many bars were you telling me there are?
Oh, you mean,
to go
Moshe
up?
himself is a 7th Dan.
Okay.
So he is he's the guy,
Yeah.
basically.
And he's from, tell me where he's from again?
Israel.
He's from Israel.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
tell me about, so the first bar is the first one, so you can actually go up at least 7 more.
Well, I don't know, actually.
Okay,
Sorry
that's okay. That part we'll learn as we go.
Yes.
But where you are, like to us, we would think, gosh, that's as high as you can go, but that's not true. There's more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people think that black belt is as high as
That's what I would have thought.
Yeah, but there are Dans. Like my instructor, he's more Dans than I am.
Yes. Okay.
So
And then
yeah.
the gentleman from Israel that comes is 7.
7 Dan.
Oh
yes.
my
7th
goodness.
Dan black belt.
So tell me about when he came in for the ceremony.
So he flies in to the United States, and he does a tour twice a year, so February and August. Those are his typical months. So he flies into Troy first. He really likes the setup that they have over there. So that's where I go and I train for my belts, is I go over to the Troy site, and then he will be there for 1 or 2 days, and then he will head down to Georgia for his next round of tests. And like I said, he runs the seminar, so
Okay.
he's teaching us new stuff too.
Yeah, so you're always learning.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'm going to come in a little bit closer here because you were showing me how it's in Hebrew, right?
Yes, yeah, so right here, and then he wrote as well.
What an honor,
yeah.
Caitlyn. What an
Yeah.
honor. So what was the hardest thing, would you say, in going through this whole thing? Like when you first started, like, I remember when my friend and I would come, we'd work out in the beginning, we were like, we can't do that. And then like 2 weeks later, that was nothing to us. And then it kept
Right.
going. Is that the same kind of concept with martial arts, or is it more mental, or?
Well, there's a mental component to it, especially based on your background. So I'm one of 5 women in the United States that has a black belt in this Krav Maga form. And there's a reason for that. It's because we're, women, smaller stature, and we're fighting and training with men. So there's definitely a mental component to that. Getting started was rough, but I mean, now I would feel confident walking down the street. I can handle myself to a degree that I'm comfortable with.
So
because of it.
in your training, did you ever get hurt?
I did, yeah. There was one time I dislocated my jaw. That was not pleasant, but I mean, it was an easy fix, and you can bet that I blocked better next time.
Okay, so lesson learned, right?
Lesson learned, yes.
Lesson learned. Okay, so tell us a little bit as well about the history of it. Tell us where it comes from and that type of thing.
So Krav Maga originated from Bratislava, this area where there was a lot of specifically a neighborhood where there was a lot of anti-Semitic sentiment in the late 1930s. And the gentleman that founded it, he decided that he was very well versed in wrestling, but he decided he was going to take up from a bunch of different martial arts forms, so judo, aikido, some other martial arts forms. He wanted to create a self-defense art that could be used applicably in the streets to actively keep him alive in life or death situations. And he was Jewish, so it really helped that community to feel more safe in that area, and they began training outside of their religion as well.
Okay, so go ahead and tell us then too. You had said that sometimes you were blindfolded and different, like if you had your arm behind your back. Tell us a little bit about that.
So Krav Maga is designed so that it can be used by anyone, and when they say anyone, they really mean that. So some of our training was we had to put one arm behind our back, and we had to be able to do all of the techniques with one hand: gun disarms, knife attacks, all of it. There was one time when I came in to train, and he said, "Close your eyes, we're blindfolding you," and that's how we spent the hour. There was one seminar when Moshe came, Moshe Katz, our highest instructor. He came over, and he decided he was going to dedicate the day to if you have a disability where you can't use one of your legs, or maybe you have a cane or something. He taught us how to use that disability to our advantage. So it really is meant for any age, any ability, and any gender.
I just think it's amazing. And it's right here in Darke County, Ohio.
It's right here in Darke County.
That's great. So Krav Maga is the deadliest martial arts there is. So there's no competitions for this type of thing because it's too dangerous.
The main thing with this martial art form is it teaches awareness. Because if you're not already aware, the moves will work, but not as effectively as if you didn't know what your surroundings were.
And don't you think, I would say, to act fast?
Actually,
like, don't think about it.
Don't
like,
think about it.
It's kind of so. Would you consider this training that you have now? Would you say it's almost like muscle memory to you?
It is. We laugh because it's really instinctive at this point. Members of my family don't scare me anymore.
Right. Like I wouldn't want to wake you up in the mornings. I mean, you know what I mean? Like if you, my goodness. Okay.
Yeah, they don't scare me for fun anymore because things have happened.
Yes. So the confidence, like you said, that got you through some things, and just that confidence level and so on. So if somebody wanted to do something like this, could they reach out to you and you could connect them? Or would they just reach out to...
Well, the instructor for the area of Darke County, it would be Aaron Olson. He operates out of a local gym here in town.
Okay.
So if you were interested in taking classes with Aaron, I am not a certified instructor, which is why this is not an instructional video.
Right.
But I would connect you with Aaron Olson, and he is a certified instructor.
Okay. So they could reach out to My County Link, and we can connect the two of you if you have to.
Oh,
okay. All right. Is there anything else you'd like to say about this?
Just if you are feeling really any type of way and means of self-esteem issues, if you're feeling unsafe, or really if you just want to start a fun hobby that will help you stay in shape, Krav Maga would definitely fill all of those spaces for you.
Okay. Well, we're super proud of you. We're super proud of you. So, just another interesting person right here in Darke County, Ohio. So again, thank you, Miss Caitlyn. We appreciate her taking the time to show us this and to show us her talents and all the hard work that's been in there. So keep sticking with me as we keep visiting people, places, and things. We'll see you next time.